Hey everyone, Tech here. Welcome to Tech's Tavern. Grab a brew, pull up a chair, and let's continue our LP on Shadowrun Returns. And quickly, I apologize for being a slight delay since the first episode. Just all that real life stuff getting in the way. It's a bummer. But let's go ahead and continue. One thing I wanted to do real quick is I don't think I even showed in the first episode this menu over here for people that don't have the game and whatnot. You basically just kind of push the little power button over here and you can get into some settings. First is your objective quest log. As you guys remember from the last episode, you know, we kind of were getting the setup and we took a plane to Seattle and we're at a morgue now to check our buddy Sam's body. And it would show mission items there if you had any. Here's showing, I guess the one is signifying I got one person in my squad right now, which is our main dude with the beard and the goggles. And it kind of shows all your basic stats over here and all that kind of stuff. I guess I have a karma to spend, actually. Oh, that's right, we had one from before, so that's fine. And then we have, here is our, our inventory equipment and whatnot. Just kind of shows our weapons. We don't really have any other special items right now. Data jack. Oh, okay. I don't know what that is. And again, remember this is still kind of a blind let's play for the most part, but let's go in here and see what's going on, what's going down, what's happening. He's in the back. And I will try to be pretty thorough about reading all the dialogues and things like that. I know some people said they like that, so the smell of death and decomposition washes over you, only slightly masked by the minty, fake fresh of industrial-grade antiseptic. Excellent. I don't see any icons popping up for searches or anything. Let's kind of move over this way. Alright, hovering over, that guy looks entirely too happy. Why do they always make like coroners all crazy, and even on TV shows? Hovering over the recently departed is a small dwarf whistling a tune. His broad grin says, "I love my job." A little more than you'd want or expect from someone in the chop shop trade. As you approach, he looks up with a lopsided grin. There's something kindly in his eyes, though it might just be a stray reflection of chrome and surgical tools. "Sorry, I didn't expect any visitors at this hour, and some beep at the corporate took my receptionist. What can I do for you, sir?" I hear weird sound effects in the background. I keep thinking like something's going off in the house here. Dresden. "I'm John Dresden, the organ grinders branch manager here, so yeah, that makes this franchise area's this franchise area's coroner too. And you are?" Let's see. I'll just keep it short. Don't need to give him too many details. Grin fades. "And what makes you think I know anything about that?" "Sam had a locator chip embedded in his skull. I followed it here." "So you get it?" "I see. Well, you're right. He's here. Not too many people know about the murder yet, though the press haven't caught wind of it yet. What with it being all the way out here in the Barrens." "So who told you he was dead?" He's asking way too many questions. Digital ghost. Stop. I don't need to mention the money amount. Let's just do this. Alright. The dwarf raises his eyebrows, a smile wiping the suspicion from his face. "A dead man's switch, eh? Fascinating. I was working on him earlier. He's over here." Okay. Alright, he's my second Emerald City Ripper victim. The third was downtown. Ripper? So he's trying to say he's part of a serial killing? Sounds grisly. Emerald City Ripper? Yeah, explain, please. He sighs. Not my title. That's what the Seattle Press insists on calling the killer. All I know is that, like the original Jack, our Ripper knows how to handle a scalpel. But this one's even more twisted. He or she always removes an internal organ from the victim. Yikes. What prize did you take from Sam? What's liver was cleanly cut out. What about the other lucky contestants? The first victim's heart was missing. The third had a spleen removed. Dresden, get out here. I think I did the voice pretty close on that. I'm here about the new Ripper Vic Sam wants. Uh-oh, someone else is here about this. And they give me an opportunity to check some stuff. Sam's body is half covered by a sterile surgical sheet. His face is ashen white, for the first time without a smirk on it. Below the chest, there's a small pencil-thin incision covered in dried blood. Beyond that, the corpse is immaculate. It would seem that the killer knew exactly what they wanted from him and took it. Next to Sam are several plastic envelopes containing the evidence found in his body. You can examine evidence through the bag without spoiling it. Okay, just in case we only have enough time to look at one or two, what's most important? Let's look at the handwritten note. You can only see part of the note given the torn off bits and bloodstains. Sam, I feel terrible that we argued. We have been blank friends long time. Blank to say I'm sorry. See you there. Love, Jessica. Okay, something to that effect. Let's look at the cred stick. It's a standard cheap unsecured cred stick. No way of knowing what's on it without slotting it. Leave it in the bag for now. Let's look at the business card. Moving things around, you can make out that it's a card from a place called the Seamstresses Union. Seamstresses, okay? There is something handwritten on the back, but blood has made it illegible. Look at the purple shirt. It's Sam's shirt. Several of the buttons are missing, and the blood has thoroughly soaked it. The bag sloshes a bit in your hand. Okay, so the real question is do we take the cred stick or do we leave it? I'm gonna take it, I guess, because it's definitely pushing you that direction. Well, if it was just money, I wouldn't have done that. I thought maybe there was more to it. And the money in this is new yen. I know I was saying it kind of goofy on the last episode. Let's see, put down the evidence bag. Alright, let's see what happens now. Towering over the dominion of Coroner is a homicide detective right out of Central Casting. If you ignore the tusks, the pointed ears, and the Neanderthal brow, you can smell his cheap aftershave from a mile away. So, this new Ripper Vic, Watts, name's familiar. Didn't his mother kill herself a while back? So, you insisted at the time. Come on, she offed herself. I had it on very good authority. Now, let's go. Dresden, give me something to work with here. The Ripper case is my ticket to a lieutenant's badge. Guess they're just not paying attention to me standing there. I've already posted everything I know. The killer stuns the target with a combination of drugs and magic, then removes a single internal organ while they're still alive. The perpetrator is most likely right-handed, with a slim hand that knows its way around a scalpel. Has a decent understanding of human and meta-human anatomy, too. So, I'm looking for a whacked-out surgeon. He summarized that very good. Very well. Not necessarily. I don't know any surgeons who still use scalpels anymore. These days it's all done with computer-controlled lasers. Could be anyone from a military field surgeon to an antique medicine aficionado. You're no damn help, dwarf. The Lone Star Detective finally notices you. You note his superhuman powers of observation. Who the hell are you? Okay, so if I was a strength of 4, I could say none of your business, lumpy. But I don't get that option. I'm nobody who didn't hear nothing. I'm new in town. You the welcoming committee? Are you the detective on this case? I was hired by Samuels to assist you in finding his killer. I'm gonna be this a little bit. That's right, and if you ever do hear something, I'll knock it right out of your head. He looks back at the dwarf. Dresden, get me more. I'm putting someone in a cell or a box this week and claiming my promotion. He's pretty sure that he's going to get some results. Okay, let's see if I can get anything out of him. Do you always make friends that easily? I'm great at dinner parties, too. Be straight with me. You really going to work for the dead man? Job's a job. I'm going to say Sam was there when I needed him. I'm going to return the favor. Seems like a noble response. Fascinating again. Detective McCluskey isn't interested in anything but Detective McCluskey. He'd convict his own mother if it meant another 10 new yen a week in his paycheck. Plus, he's on the take. And he pauses. You have honor. After a fashion. I try to honor the dead in my work, so we have that in common. What can I do to help you? Okay, so I obviously went down a good path there to get a decent response. Who's holding his leash? What's that about the mother? What are organs worth these days? Who uses scalpels? Okay, let's hold in his leash. Let's see if he... Looks like I'm going to be able to get multiple responses here. I don't know, but someone with some major pull has been looking out for McCluskey's career and wallet. What was that about the mother? The official report is she committed suicide about a year ago. Aren't you the official in that sentence? My name's on the report, but my actual findings left some doubts. I can't say that it wasn't suicide, but there were unusual bruises on her upper arms, and she didn't use her dominant hand to pull the trigger. I was told to drop it, so I dropped it. What are organs worth these days? A whole healthy body can be worth a bunch of new yen, but individual organs, not worth as much anymore. What with all the synth and cyber stuff on the market these days, organ grinders only deal in the recently deceased. There's plenty of other chop shops that aren't as picky, though, and they don't care where the bodies come from either. Nasty. Who still uses scalpels? Doctors still learn how to use them in their first year of medical school, as do coroners, but neither profession uses them much anymore. It's possible some of the slimier chop shops still use scalpels, I suppose, but I wouldn't know where to look. Have you heard of the Seamstresses Union? It's a nearby club in the Barrens that attracts lowlifes. You'd probably like it. Hey, what are you saying? Me, I'm not really the going out type. Always too much to be done around here. Plus, the dead are just easier to get along with. I need to know one more thing. Where was he killed? Gained a couple karma. Excellent. Alright, looks up at you intently for a moment before speaking. You know, I might be able to do you one better. Why don't you poke around those body lockers in the back and see if you find anything useful? Okay, wait a second. I asked him where was he found, and then he just says go look in some lockers. I must have missed something there. Okay, I'll do that. Do you know where the murder site is or not? Okay, I'm not going to get smart aleck with him because he seems like he's helping me, so I'll do that. Open the morgue drawer. Alright, let's take a look. He said in the back, right? Oh, back here. Gotcha. Gotcha. What are we going to find? The cold storage drawer is labeled John Doe, but the internal thermostat is set to 21 degrees Celsius. Open the drawer. The cold storage drawer opens to reveal the fully clothed body of a man, arms folded across his chest. In addition to sporting some of the brightest orange hair you've ever seen, the body seems to be in very good condition. Jake Artemage. Whoa, easy there. In one quick move, he jumps from the drawer and stands before you. For someone who just woke up in a morgue locker, he seems unfazed and pretty well put together. You spot a data jack drilled into his temples and some shamtastic. I know I mispronounced that, but I like the way I say it better. Shamtastic tattoos peeking above his collar. An interesting combination. I told John to wake me up at 6 in the morning. It's 6 yet? Is it 6 yet? It doesn't feel like 6 yet. What do I look like, a damn alarm clock? No, you were just sleeping in a freezer for dead people. Don't tell me you haven't considered it. Cheaper than a coffin hotel, and the surface is just as good. Well, so much for a good night's sleep. On the plus side, I've noticed you haven't killed me yet, so that's good. If you aren't after me, then what's your story? Latest Ripper victim, did you know him? Ask the questions. I'm looking into the death of the same wants. Coroner seems to think you can help me out. Let's see if he knew him, actually. Sam, glad somebody cares. We used to drink together every now and then over at the Union. Decent enough guy. Always in trouble over something or the other, though. Jake yells towards the other side of the room. John, is this guy cool? Yeah, he's on the level, working for Sam, believe it or not. Some sort of dead man switch. I thought you could help him out, maybe. Even stop mopping around the shelves all day. Thanks for volunteering me. He pauses. Might be sizing you up, but it's hard to tell behind those shades. I do like the shades. Alright then, name's Jake. And you are? Call me Tecker. Keep it short. I'm gonna mostly be short on responses and generally honorable, unless somebody I just don't like right off the bat, and then I'll be a smart aleck. That's gonna be generally my play style. Alright, nice to meet you. Well, it sounds like you're taking a dive into the deep end here. John's right, I might be able to help you out. I was with Sam the other night. The night of the murder, poor guy. He was hanging at the seamstress's union that night, tripped out and rowdy. I'd been laying low there for a few days after a bad run. Miss Kubota asked me to throw Sam out, so I did. But out in the alley, some gangsters got the jump on me. He winces. Damn, maybe I need some soy cough after all. John, could you grab me a cup? Get your own damn cup. My hands are dirty anyway. Now what's wrong with this intestine? And you hear loud squelching sound. Okay. Thanks, John. You're a real pal. Anyway, there's a big fat court bounty on my head. Like I said, my last job didn't exactly go according to plan. Out in the alley, a few Halloweeners got the jump on us. Damn gangers thought they could turn a quick profit off on my head. Yeah, he smiles, and you get the impression that didn't work out so well for the gangers. Sam stumbled off during the fight, though, and that's the last I saw of him until he turned up here, dead on arrival. Reminds me of my last stay in this place. You've done this before? Do you know anything else? I know they found his body a block away from the Union, just lying there in broad daylight. That's the Barrens for you. Jake looks down at his expression masked by chrome and crimson glass. Shame, though. I wish I'd been there. If those slagging gangers hadn't come along. Tell you what, you look like you can handle yourself in a fight. I could use some backup to settle the score with those Halloweeners out there. Their leaders got the whole gang searching the Barrens for me. I need to get rid of that a-hole. I'll just abbreviate the cursing from now on. In return, I'll take you to the place Sam was murdered. It's not safe to hit those streets alone at night. Trust me. Jake eyes you up and down. And maybe I'll throw in some decent supplies while we're at it. That sounds like a good deal. What do you say? I don't work for free. Alright, it's nice to have someone watching your back out there, assuming you can trust them. I get it. Gotta be careful in this trade. I'm not one to go back on a deal, though. John can vouch for that. Plus, you know where I'm hiding out, right? Doesn't leave me a lot of room to sell you out. Yeah, I know where you live. Drawer number, 1, 2, 3, drawer number 7 in the morgue. Gotcha. What do you say? I don't work for free. I fight. I get paid. In Nguyen, not tours. I do like a bit of street justice every now and then. Count me in. I'm not gonna pilfer for money. Great. I've been hiding out here ever since that run-in with those Halloweeners, whiny bunch of gangers, but this stretch of the Barrens is their turf. Hell, I'm surprised you even made it to this morgue in one piece without packing some heat. Alright, he yells over his shoulder. Very funny, Jake. You can sleep in the dumpster tomorrow. So, you need a weapon. Yes, I need a weapon. Can I look at this while there's dialogue going on? Yes, you can. Okay, so I just wanted to recall is that we put points into, where's the, we put a point into rifle, so ranged combat rifle, right? I like to keep my distance. Got a rifle? There we go. You don't like library windows, do you? Never mind. Here's a rifle you can borrow. Nice. So we got a rifle. You can just click on that thing to go right to it. AK-97. Most common assault rifle in the world. Okay. So, ready for an evening out on the town. Alright. See, just a minute. Tell me some more about these gangers. I'm ready. Just watch my back. Don't make me regret this. If you're buying... Yeah, I like that response. He's already provided party favors. Excellent. We can leave whenever you're ready. Okay, so... Visit Sam's murder site is our next objective. Alright, so... I guess we would just leave for that. What's this button here? Oh, that's just to center back on. Okay, gotcha. Nice. Alright, so we've kind of gotten the lowdown, and it appears that we've picked up a party member. So that's pretty cool. Basic trauma kit. I actually didn't even mean to click on that. Basic medikit. Okay. I don't think there's a button for like a search. I thought stuff usually just kind of popped up. Yeah, I don't think. Okay, so obviously that we got this guy on our team now, so. Well, I only checked 2 of these things, didn't I? Did I check? Maybe that's what was beeping at me before. Oh, okay, so it's telling me an icon over here. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Head out to the Barrens. Confirm. Alright, the Redmond Barrens. Run in the Seattle sprawl, and sooner or later you'll find yourself in the Redmond Barrens. It doesn't matter your business, the Barrens doesn't like you. Take 1 part radioactive wasteland, 3 parts dog-eat-dog slum, and a dash of tourist trap, and you've got a recipe for mean as hell. You leave the sanitized death and formaldehyde of the organ grinders behind, entering the anarchy and desperation of the streets. Jake stops for a moment to breathe deeply, filling his lungs with motorcycle exhaust, radioactive dust, cordite, and who knows what else. He exhales with an expression of wry contentment. The stench and the grime tell him he's home. Excellent. Alright. So actually we're going to go ahead and stop right there. I know that wasn't a lot of action, but the way this game works is you can't manually save. So that was an auto save right there of us just leaving the organ grinders. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode here, and I will probably just stop it and then start recording again immediately after this and record a third episode so I can try to get the next one out pretty quickly. So anyway, we will stop it there. Thanks for joining me, and I will catch you guys on the next episode.